Apple's first foldable iPhone is coming, but not when you think. Instead of launching alongside the iPhone 18 Pro, it's now almost certain that Apple is pushing it back, and that delay actually tells us a lot more about the device than you might expect. Before we jump in, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that like button. It really helps me keep bringing you more tech breakdowns like this one. So, here's the key update. According to a very reliable insider, Apple isn't just experimenting with a foldable iPhone anymore, it's fully committed. But instead of releasing it with the iPhone 18 Pro lineup in September, the foldable model is expected to arrive later, possibly by the end of the year. That means Apple is deliberately giving its most futuristic phone its own spotlight. And that matters more than it sounds. Apple doesn't delay products unless something big is happening behind the scenes. In this case, it's all about complexity. Foldable phones aren't just regular smartphones that bend. They require entirely different engineering, especially when it comes to the display. Apple is reportedly working on a nearly creaseless inner screen, which is one of the biggest challenges in the entire foldable category. If you've seen other foldable phones, you know the crease is still noticeable. Apple clearly doesn't want to ship something that feels unfinished, so instead of rushing it out with the iPhone 18 Pro, they're taking extra time to refine the experience, and that's very on brand for them. There's actually a pattern here. When Apple introduced a major design shift in the past, like with the iPhone X, it didn't launch at the same time as the rest of the lineup either. That phone came later because of new technology like Face ID and OLED displays. Now we're seeing the same strategy again with the foldable iPhone. And this device isn't just another iPhone variant. It could end up being the most expensive iPhone ever, with a starting price above $2,000. That alone puts it in a completely different category, not just a phone, but more like a hybrid between a phone and a tablet. The biggest highlight is expected to be the internal display. Apple is reportedly focusing heavily on making that larger screen ideal for watching videos and playing games. So instead of just unfolding for the sake of it, the experience will actually feel meaningful, more immersive content, better multitasking, and a clear reason to use that bigger screen. But there's an interesting trade-off. Unlike most recent iPhones, this foldable model might not include Face ID at all. Instead, Apple is expected to bring back Touch ID built into the power button. And the reason is surprisingly practical. The hardware required for Face ID is simply too thick to fit into the slim design of a foldable device. That might sound like a step backward, but it's really more of a temporary compromise. The expectation is that Apple will eventually bring Face ID back to foldables once the technology becomes compact enough. For now, they're prioritizing design and usability over cramming in every feature. Another interesting point is how this foldable iPhone could actually boost sales of the regular iPhone 18 Pro models. It creates more excitement around the entire lineup. Even if most people don't buy the foldable version, it still strengthens the overall ecosystem and keeps Apple at the center of innovation. And beyond hardware, there's another big shift coming. Apple is also preparing to push deeper into AI, with a new chatbot expected to launch alongside iOS 27. This could directly compete with tools like ChatGPT and Gemini, showing that Apple isn't just focusing on hardware, it's also gearing up for the next wave of software experiences. So when you put it all together, the delayed launch of the foldable iPhone isn't a bad sign, it's actually the opposite. It shows that Apple is taking this category seriously and doesn't want to release something half-baked. If anything, this could end up being one of the most important iPhone launches in years, a completely new form factor, a premium price point, and a clear shift towards bigger, more immersive experiences. And if Apple gets it right, it might not just compete in the foldable market, it could redefine it. What's your thoughts on this? Let me know in the comments section. See you in the next video. Take care.